Hi everyone, welcome to week 5. Please excuse my voice, I have flu. This week I'll be covering meeting agendas, scheduling a meeting, and research. The examples that I'll be using will not be using the data from the milestones, but will guide you on how to complete your milestones. So the first one is scheduling a meeting. I have created this meeting and I want it to be for a book launch because my client will be launching their book, let's say on the 17th of December, right? And these meetings need to take place every single Tuesday and they will be GMT plus 2. Not GMT plus 2, but 2 p.m. GMT. This is when the meeting will occur. Now, when it comes to time zones, always cater for your client's time zone, because if you set a meeting for your time zone thinking that it will be okay with the client, you will find that this is not the case at all. I am in South African Standard Time, which is GMT plus 2. My client is in GMT. They are 2 hours behind me. If I set a meeting for 2 p.m. GMT, it will be at 2 p.m. for me, but it will be at 4 p.m. It will be 2 for me, but it will be 12 for them, which is wrong. It should be 2 for them, but it will be 4 for us. And if you use the Zoom app and you add this meeting to your calendar, you will see that the scheduled time will be 4 p.m. SAST or whatever time zone you're in. So always make sure that you are catering to the client's time zone, not your own. So starting off with the topic, this meeting will be for a book launch. It will start next week Tuesday. And before I even touch the duration and the time, I first want to tackle the time zone, which is in GMT. GMT is 00 Greenwich Mean Time, GMT, right? So I've set that, and I am going to make sure that this meeting starts at 2 p.m. The duration will be, you cannot put 40 minutes using your browser. It's only 45 by default. So I'll stick to that, but we know that our meeting will take 40 minutes, right? And we want this meeting to be recurring weekly, every Tuesday, and it will end in December on the 10th, because remember, our book is launching on the 17th. And this is where you will type the email of the attendees and everyone that will be joining the meeting. You can enable chat, you can allow participants to type in chat, but because this is a professional setting, I would not want that. I want everyone to be able to unmute and speak. We don't have a template, and I want participants' video to be off. I also want my video to be off. I want participants to join at any time. I don't want to continuously have to admit people, but also it's a professional setting. You might need to do that, or your boss might need you to do that. So let's leave that as off. And over here, it should say personal meeting ID. You will have a personal meeting ID and a general ID when you're setting up your meeting. Select personal meeting ID so that every week when people join, you don't have to send them a new link. They can just use that same one, right? And once you're done with this, save. Now, if you're using Zoom on your laptop, the Zoom app, once you've added this meeting to your calendar, you should get the link sent to you, not sent to you, but once you save, it will open up a new window with the details of your meeting, and this is where you can get the Zoom link. However, if you're doing it from your browser, I believe you can save and then get the meeting details this way with the meeting ID, and you can just copy this link, which will contain the password also. And for the second part, we're going to now work on our meeting agenda. So let's say we have our link. This is where you put Zoom link. So Zoom link goes here, and the date for our meeting will be the 10th of September 2024. The title will be book launch, and the team, I guess, will be the book launch team. Our meeting will start at 2 p.m. and it will end at 2:40. The facilitator is yourself as the virtual assistant and the person that is creating this meeting and its agenda. So for the attendees, this is a book launch, and we will have the publisher. This is just an example, guys. I don't know if this is possible where you're having a meeting even with the publishers and it's ongoing. If it is, that's great, but as I said, this is just an example. So we also have the author himself, we have the team leader, we have head of catering, because it's an event and every event needs food. And then we have, who else do we have? We have the venue coordinator, and then we have the virtual assistant, which is you. And so moving on to our agenda. The agenda is a breakdown of the events that will take place during your meeting. The nice thing about having an agenda that has a set duration for each speaker is just so that people don't go around in circles and then the meeting does not take too long. So our meeting, it can start off with the purpose of the meeting and the objectives, but our meeting will start with the opening remarks, and this will be done by the team leader. This will take 2 minutes. So it will start at 2 p.m. and the duration will be 2 minutes. And then we've got the previous meeting, action items. And we don't necessarily know who will do these action items, but for now I'll just leave it as blank. And this portion will start at 2:02. It's just 2 minutes after the team leader has made the opening remarks, and this will be 10 minutes. And for our third item now, we're going to have an update from every single attendee, right? So this is an update by each attendee. The first attendee will be the publisher. I'm just trying to align this. So the I will, by default, it will become a capital letter. Just backspace once and it will return to being a small letter I. So the first person will be the publisher, and this is going to be publishing update. This is by the publisher. It will take place at 2:07. Nope, 2:12 actually, because 10 minutes. Just want these to align, and it will be 5 minutes. The second one will be the author himself, book update. So book update, this is by the author, if I can spell, and this will be at 2:17. It's also 5 minutes. The third one will be by the head of catering. This will be a catering update. my head of catering. This will start at 2:22 p.m. Oh, sorry, my keyboard was glitching out there. p.m. Okay, and this will be 5 minutes also. The fourth person to give us this update will be the venue coordinator. No, actually the venue coordinator is the person. This will be venue update. And this will be at 2:27. It's also going to be 5 minutes. And so our updates are done. This is where we will ask for any order of business. So any other business, sorry. Any other business, forgive me guys, I have flu brain. Any other business will be asked for by, let's say, the team leader. And this is going to be for 5 minutes. p.m. This is also going to be 5 minutes. And after that will be the closing remarks. And this will be done, let's say, by the author. And this will be 3 minutes. So once you've calculated all our duration, this will total 40 minutes. And that is it for the agenda. We don't need these rows, so I'll just highlight all of them, right click and delete. And this is it for the meeting agenda. Moving on to the research part, I have here false data that I created for the sake of this example. We're looking at the 9 provinces in South Africa. The number of schools and the number of tuck shops have been made up. And for the number of tuck shops, these numbers are in the thousands. So instead of writing 278,000, it has just been cut down to 278. And the number of babies in each province, once again, this data is completely made up. Now, for our graph, we will not be looking at the number of babies because these numbers are huge, and so they're going to skew our data significantly. So our graphs will be skewed, and we don't want that. I'm just going to look at these 3. So I have my data. When you're doing your graph, or when you come to your research portion, please make sure that your titles are underlined so that whoever is looking at your graph, and also I believe you're going to add this to your portfolio, it will be visible to people looking that this top section has your title. So just make sure that your work is presentable. And this is my data. Once again, we're not looking at the number of babies. We're not including this in our graph. We're just looking at these 3. So I will highlight the titles of each of our 3 columns and drag down until I have all the data, and then go to insert and chart. Let that load, and now we have our chart for styling. So let's say that you don't have this menu, or you lose it. Come to your chart, right click and select chart style. It will reappear. So my title, I just selected it once. I want it to be more centered. Drag and move it there. And then this text, I find it too big, the provinces. So I'll just select that, go to label font size, select 10, and I want to move the province label up. I want to bring this one down here, and I'm happy with it. But I also want the title to be black and bold, so I'll make it bold, make the text color black. Now I realize it is not centered properly, so just move it around. I think this is okay. To change the background color, scroll up and go to chart style, select background color. I think this is visible, so I think that is good. Just want to move this down a bit, maybe make it bold, yeah. And then to make your chart 3D, go back to chart style and select 3D. And now our chart is done. I will move that to the side for visibility. And now I want to include the links of the sources where I got my information from regarding the provinces. Of course, because this is fake, I will be using fake links. So here I will put link 1, and underneath that link 2. Doesn't matter how many links you have, I don't want these to be bold. And for link 1, I will select this cell, go to insert and then link, and this is where you are going to paste your link. But for me, I don't have one, so I'm going to just make a fake one, link1.com, and I'll just copy this, apply. So this has a link now. I'll do the same for link 2, insert, link, paste this and just change this to link 2 and apply. And now you're done with your research. If there is anything that you did not understand from these explanations, please feel free to reach out to your mentors. Thank you very much.